is Gomez on the LAN Up channel, and today we're going to be talking about Legends of Runeterra's new game mode, Gauntlet. Well, I say new game mode, it's been out for a little bit now, but like only a little bit. So we're going to be going on about what it is, what do, and what is happening currently with it. So let's get into it. So Gauntlet, the new mode in Legends of Runeterra, as you can see when you go into it, it's closed at this moment in time, but it's going to be open very soon. As you can see the countdown, and when it does start, there is then a countdown that you have to finish it. During that time, that's the only time that you've got to complete that Gauntlet to get the rewards. At this moment in time, the rewards are just the icons that you can get, like new icons. So how does the game mode work? Well, Gauntlet runs a lot like Expedition in that you have to get 7 wins. You can, up to the 7th game, you can lose a game and then win a game again. As long as you don't get 2 losses in a row, you're absolutely fine. Up until the 7th game is an all or nothing, win or lose. That is it. So it can be quite like stressful at times, but it's one of those things which comes with the game. It's a lot like I said, it's the same as Expedition in that respect. And Gauntlet throws in a bunch of different rules. I say a bunch of different rules. The first Gauntlet had no rules. You could literally just put any standard deck in, and this new one that they've got is going to be Singleton, which is like a Highlander deck where literally you can there can be only one of each card. So that is currently what's going to be going on in the latest Gauntlet. But as I said, they can throw in different rules in the future, and hopefully I look forward to see what will happen in terms of rule set. Although I like the Gauntlet mode just because of the variation of rules and then the interesting things that can be done through deck creation through that, the one thing I would say is that I would like better rewards rather than just icons, because sometimes the amount of time that you put in, it'd be nice to get something else, because I know that you get XP from it as well, but if you've maxed out all the XPs, then it's kind of there's nothing else in it other than the icons, so it's a little bit, not really worth the time sink. So hopefully they'll add like a couple of like Expedition, where there's a couple of chests or whatnot that you can get for getting the 7 victories. But that's up to Riot, whatever they want to do with that. But I just think that would be something they should do. So the latest Gauntlet that's going to be running is Singleton, so or Highlander, there can only be one. So these are all the decks that I'm going to be trying to run initially. All the links to all these decks will be in the description down below. I will just quickly go through all of them so you get an idea of what's in them and see whether or not you want to play them. If you do, please let me know in the comments down below and see how you got on with the Gauntlet. But yeah, these are the first decks I'm going to be running. There probably will be some alterations within them, but these are the decks I'm going, so let's just quickly go through them all. So 1 pain is just a lot of damage, try and do damage as quickly as possible. Whether or not this will do good or not, I've got no idea, but I thought I'd throw this together as a general thing. There is actually no kitty cat in this one. There is no perfection, but that doesn't mean that there's not in any of the others. So 1 draw. This deck is all about trying to draw as quickly as possible, because obviously your win conditions are in there, so you need to, and the fact that you only got 1 of every card, it's harder to get what you want. So there's a lot of draw potential in here with Rummage or Key Guardian, and I will find the other things that I've got in here. Deep Meditation and Progress Day. I also have thrown in this man in. The reason this man is in is because hopefully he's going to be the most draw potential when you consider the fact that you can throw in so many spells on top of him, because he is literally every single time that he is targeted and survives, he draws a card. So that means also your spells as well. So when you throw in spells on top of him, which are buff spells, hopefully there'd be a lot of draw potential, like Sonic Wave going into a Resonating Strike would be quite good on top of him, as well as many other things like making him elusive. There are a few other different things in here that you can put on top of him to hopefully draw. As well as that, obviously you've got Zed, who you can put things on top of, as well as Vi. This deck and Lee Sing himself as well. The whole purpose of this deck is to draw as quickly as possible and get win conditions, be it via Dawn and Dusk. So all the champions you could go for a Dawn and Dusk, so that being Vi, Lee Sing, Jinx, or even Zed himself, or it is to potentially get in on the kitty cat and make many copies of Catastrophe. There's also I have, where is my little man, my copying man, there we go, Shady Character. He's also in there. He doesn't just have to copy one of those followers. Like if you need more life still, then you got options there. If you need more elusives, there's many options that you can go with. You don't just have to go with Catastrophe, because it depends. It's one of those things where it depends on what you get. There's obviously, like, because we're running Iona, Will of Ionia and Deny are both thrown in there as one copies, just because, like, you know, you might as well. But this whole thing is all to do with draw. So this deck is the one I'm firstly going to be running in this next one. So hopefully this will be quite good. There's also life steal and things along those lines. So there is actually a few things in this deck. So you would notice that this deck has got counterfeit copies in, which you could say is a little bit counterproductive to the whole trying to play 20 different cards. But it's also because there is only one card of each, there is only one of each card, and so kind of either this could be used to get more champions that won't be expected, or actually to copy the Catastrophe, which get the Perfection card itself is also a Pursuit of Perfection card itself, or even Dawn and Dusk, or even target this guy just to be able to get potentially more draw of some of your later spells. I mean, there's many different things, many different ways this could be applied, so we'll see how it goes. But this whole purpose of this deck is draw, and then trying to like put as much buffs or whatnot on whatever it is that you get out there. So another deck that I've got is One Foot in the Grave, which is all about, yet again, we're just throwing in the Shadow Isles situations. There is the draw which is coming out of this as well as running your standard like healing mechanics in there, just in case, like, you know, there's need for health. There is also Pursuit of Perfection. The good thing about this is that there is a few different ways of copy. If you manage to get it off, there's a few different ways of copying it, or even harrowing to bring it back later on. It doesn't actually matter if certain champions die, because there's potential of them coming back with the harrowing. There's also a ruination in here just to potentially screw over your opponents and whatnot. So there's a few different things in here that if you can make them work, I do think that they could cause some just unexpected twists in there. I do like an Absorb Soul for some, just for some extra gain in terms of I do like Absorb Soul in here just for the extra health gains that you could potentially get. It also can work well with the Neverglade Collector, so I just think that it's a nice little combo that could potentially get involved. I think it's like a nice little way of just like making sure that you maintain your health to get yourself through the game to potentially to the harrowing, which is what you want to be playing. So yeah. So another deck that I've been kind of working on is One for All, which is with Demacia and Freord. Basically, there's a lot of Frostbite in this deck, as well as like a few drawing mechanics. Purify as well, just 'cause I think that's going to be very useful. There is also the ability to capture or detain, so there's the ability to detain, as well as the ability to get another detain spell, which I think like it could be quite useful, because it could just be something that people aren't expecting. I know that there's probably going to be a lot of Ionia running, so they could be denies, but because there's only one copy of every card, the chances of them getting it to actually be able to play it is very difficult. So throwing in something like that, or throwing in a Frostbite ability, if you're playing Shadow Isles and you know that there's a chance of an atrocity coming out, then there's always like the ability to keep a Frostbite ability back just to stop that from happening. There is things which obviously like people are gonna want to like kind of deal with Fiora. They have like, you know, it's one of those cards which can be annoying. Brom is also really good at this moment in time, because obviously you definitely always know that you're getting that Poro for free if you're playing him right. Garen as well, and Lux, just because I whether or not this deck will work or not, I don't know. But yeah, again, the same as all of them, whether or not any of these decks will work, I do not know. But I'm going to give them a go. As I said, the links are in the description. They might need a bit of tinkering around, but these are the ones that I'm going to be running in this gauntlet. So if you want to use them, then please, by all means, feel free to. And if you get far with them, then please feel free to let me know what happened. So I wish you luck in the Gauntlet, and please let me know how you do in the comment section down below. If you like this video, then why not hit that like button, and if I've entertained you enough, why not, or give you some insight, then why not tickle that subscription button so that you can get more Gomers in your life. I do also stream on Twitch. The link will be down below if you want to get involved with that. On Mondays and Wednesdays I'll be streaming Legends of Runeterra, so if you want to join, please feel free to, and thank you all so much. Until the next time, bye! Very lucky. Let's hope that I can find... Oh! Oh! When you still find lethal from your opponent's deck. When they do everything they can, but you still use their own deck against them in such incredible force. See...